Hey, welcome to the show, the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show. Coming to you live from the Owl's Nest Barbecue Studios here in Ooltewah, Tennessee. We'll be going to the radio station in just a moment. Thanks for everybody for joining us. We appreciate it very much. Got a great show lined up tonight. Good guests. Any food truck warriors out there, you're going to be really interested in this. If you're in the food truck business, if you know somebody's in the food truck business, call them right now. Tell them to go to Owl's Nest Barbecue on the Facebook page, Owl's Nest Barbecue's Facebook page, and make sure you go there.
The detailed America Rescue Plan before he took office.
You cannot watch people lose
What's
their
up,
job.
Kurt?
We have to act. We have to act now.
President Biden, as he signed executive orders demanding outside federal contractors give workers a living minimum wage and offer emergency benefits, extending food and housing assistance and unemployment benefits until Congress approves more money, vaccines, and local government. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
Others undo Trump administration policy.
A new executive order from President Biden means the U.S. Census Bureau will no longer seek immigration status on the population as part of its 10-year count. The previous administration had tried unsuccessfully to add a citizenship question to the 2020 Census questionnaire. President Trump had ordered the Bureau to figure out who's a citizen and who's in the U.S. without documentation. The tally determines representation in Congress. In requiring the decennial count, the U.S. Constitution makes no distinction regarding citizenship and requires counting the whole number of persons in each state. Dave Packer, ABC News.
The Smaller American Community Survey, which is run by the Census Bureau, can ask about immigration status for the time being, but that too is under review. The Senate voting almost unanimously. Defense Secretary.
Good to see you guys, and thanks for being here. Look forward to working with you. See you around campus.
The retired Army general arriving at the Pentagon shortly thereafter is the first African American.
Hey, Carol, this is Steve.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is sending
an
article.
Okay?
I can hear you loud and clear.
On Monday.
Yeah, we can hear you too.
Former President Trump with incitement of insurrection in connection with the deadly attack on the U.S. Capitol.
Just hang on.
You're listening to ABC News.
Here's the official forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, an overnight low near 31 in town. For tomorrow, plenty of sunshine and an afternoon high near 51. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a low around 34. Then Sunday, partly sunny. We'll pick up a 40% chance of afternoon showers with a high near 51. Sunday night, showers, a low near 46. Monday, showers likely, possibly an afternoon thunderstorm. Warm with gusty winds and a high near 66. I'm Greg Schaefer on WGOW.
I know you've been looking for a place like this. Well, so was I. And that's how the Owl's Nest Supply and Pro Shop began. The best selection of barbecue rubs, sauces, supplies, and friendly advice in the Chattanooga area. You want a rub that's sweet but not too spicy? We've got it. You want a mustard-based sauce? We've got that too. Need it? We've got it. At the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop in Ooltewah. It's where Chattanooga goes to barbecue. I've heard it all. The guy at the other tire store said they were as good as Michelin's. I'm not going to have this car much longer, so I don't need Michelin's. I like to have Michelin's, but they cost too much. It's tough being there. Let me assure you there is no tire as good as a Michelin. You need the best tire, and that's Michelin. At the Midnight Oil in Ooltewah, we make Michelin tires affordable. Call us at the Midnight Oil, 643-1111. Give us your size, get your price. Because the leader in tires is Michelin, and the Midnight Oil in Ooltewah. The reviews have been read and the verdict has been delivered. For value, ease of use, dependability, and great taste of food, the judges pick the Green Mountain Grill. At the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop, we have all 3 Green Mountain Grills plus plenty of accessories, plus free assembly and instruction. You'll love the way your food tastes, and the versatility of the Green Mountain Grill is second to none. Get yours at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop in Ooltewah. Welcome to the weekend and welcome to The Barbecue Show with Steve Ray. The Barbecue Show is brought to you by the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop in Ooltewah, by the historic Midnight Oil Service Station in Ooltewah, by Michelin Tires, because so much is riding on your tire, and by all the great barbecue products and supplies at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop. I know you've got questions and we've got answers, so pick up the phone, 423-267-1023, and let's talk some barbecue.
That's right. Well,
Read, and the verdict has been delivered. For value, ease of use, dependability, and great tasting food, the judges pick the Green Mountain Grill. At the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop, we have all 3 Green Mountain Grills, plus plenty of accessories, plus free assembly and instruction. You'll love the way your food tastes, and the versatility of the Green Mountain Grill is second to none. Get yours at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop in Ottawa.
Talk Radio 102.3.
Welcome to the weekend, and welcome to The Barbecue Show with Steve Ray. The Barbecue Show is brought to you by the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop in Ottawa, by the historic Midnight Oil Service Station in Ottawa, by Michelin Tires, because so much is riding on your time, and by all the great barbecue products and supplies at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop. I know you've got questions, we've got answers, so pick up the phone, 423-267-1023, and let's talk some barbecue.
That's right. It's the weekend after a cold, dreary, rainy week with just splattered amounts of sun. It is the weekend, and it's time for the Barbecue Show on Talk Radio 102.3. Also live right now on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Facebook page. It's a barbecue simulcast. Can you believe that? Our number is 267-1023, 423-267-1023. If you've got questions, we've got your barbecue answers right here, 423-267-1023. Do not be hesitant to call. Our broadcast partner tonight is Backyard Smokers Barbecue on Facebook, the #1 destination for question answers. And even if you want to post some pictures and do a little barbecue bragging, go to Backyard Smokers Barbecue on Facebook. My buddy Kurt back at the studio producing the radio side of things. Aaron Carver here producing the Facebook side of things. And back at the studios is Jeff Maxwell. He is your host in the Facebook chat room this evening. We're in touch, so you stay in touch. You can follow the Owl's Nest Barbecue program on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And don't forget our weekly podcast. If you missed it, you can catch on podcast. And you can watch all the episodes on YouTube. 267-1023. 267-1023. Before we get to our guests, we've got a great show. If you know somebody in the food truck business, call them and tell them to listen, because this is all about you guys in the food truck business. But first, you'll have no idea how many chicken wings are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday. Anybody have a guess? Anybody have a guess? No, that's wrong. It's 1.25 billion chicken wings are consumed every Super Bowl Sunday. Each year, 1.25 billion. But this year it's going to be a little different, because this year there's a shortage. Thanks to my friend Robert Moss, the barbecue historian, who you heard right here last Friday night. The chicken wing industry says there's a demand increase, which is causing a shortage. Now, I went to Walmart a couple weekends ago looking for one of those big long packs of chicken wings. I was going to do some for the playoffs. They were gone. They didn't have any. And so last Sunday I went to Publix, and I picked up 2 of the packs. And according to the article that Robert sent me, they said chicken wings were going to be really expensive. But these were the ones I got are only $2.47 a pound. That's last week. I don't know what they are this week. But serious talk, Super Bowl is February the 7th, I think. I think it's February 6th or 7th. And I think it's the first Sunday in February. So if you're planning on a wing fest, it's February the 7th. So if you're planning on a wing fest, you better start getting them today. Start getting them today. And if you want a whole bunch, you can call Southeastern Meats. Southeastern Meats here in Chattanooga, you can buy them by the case. Betty will answer the phone and tell Betty you're going to come down and buy a case of chicken wings. Make sure she's got them. And in case you're wondering, how many chicken wings are in a 40-pound case of chicken wings? Anybody have a guess on that? Well, it's not 1.25 billion. It's 190, approximately. 190. And you might say, Steve, how do you know that? Because a couple years ago we cooked I think we did 11 cases of chicken wings at an event in Knoxville. And I knew exactly to the number how many chicken wings were in those cases by the end of the night. It was terrible. The Big Kahuna Chicken Wing Festival in Knoxville. It's crazy. All right. We're going to go to our guest right now. This person, this is such a unique idea and something that we have needed for so long in Chattanooga. We are going to go to the Butcher Barbecue Hotline right now and welcome Karol Brigham, a Cleveland State alum. Go Cougars. Karol, how you doing?
I am fantastic. It's Friday night and I'm on the barbecue show, so I couldn't do better.
It doesn't get any better than that. The most famous person from Chattanooga State. Karol, I'm putting you on the spot. The most famous person from Chattanooga State. I'm sorry, Cleveland State.
No, I don't know.
The most famous person from Cleveland State Community College. Does the name Jim Sigliano ring a bell?
Ooh, you got me.
He left there in 2005, so he was way before you. But Jim Sigliano, a friend of mine, was the athletic director there for 20 years, and he was the third person hired at Cleveland State. So there's your Cleveland State history lesson for tonight, Karol.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm interested in this chicken wings. I just realized I need to stock up. I didn't know there was going to be a chicken wing shortage.
Well, you better, because there is a shortage. I mean, there is one. I went to Walmart and couldn't find them a couple weeks ago. Found some at Publix, but they didn't have a whole lot. They weren't like heaps and heaps and heaps like you'd think there would be. So if you find some, stick them in the freezer, and you should be okay. Let's talk about the Chattanooga food scene, and more direct, the Chattanooga Food Truck Alley. This thing is going to be in the alley where the ducks used to be, correct?
Yep, that's the alley. That's the one.
And that's the alley. Now, this thing is, I think it's going to be big, Karol. But what was your aha moment? In other words, what was the impetus for the Food Truck Alley for Karol Brigham?
So, I've always been interested in food trucks. If you ask anyone that knows me, for about 10 years, I wanted a grilled cheese food truck. That just stuck with me. That's what I was going to do. I never pursued it. And so, fast forward 10 years later, I was on a road trip with my husband and my first little girl, and we saw a couple of these little food trucks. And I was like, man, that would be so awesome. It'd be a way to be around the food trucks and these awesome people and have such a deep-rooted tie to the community. I'm like, I'd love to do that. COVID came, and I said, let's go for it. What's the worst thing that happens? Take a shot. So we found this little alley and just decided to go for it about 6 months back.
Now, when you were traveling and you saw these food trucks, did you see them were they in like food truck parks in other parts of the country where you saw them?
So they were smaller operations. There's a large food truck park that I know a lot of people are familiar with down in Austin. The one that really stuck out to me was a smaller operation similar to what I'm starting, and it was in Oregon. And it was about 4 or 5 food trucks, and we stopped and we talked to everybody there. It was actually before they opened, but you could tell that this place was supporting these food trucks, and they were happy to have a place they could go showcase their trucks and showcase their food. And everybody, it was just this great ecosystem of everyone supporting each other there. And I just loved that feeling, and I wanted to bring some of that back here.
So when did you start looking in Chattanooga for a place?
It was about a year ago, a little less than that, that we started kind of looking around at different properties. And when you're looking for a house or you're looking for something and you just walk in and you're like, this is the one. I don't need to look at the rest of the house. I don't need to look at the bath. This is the house for me. That's how I was when it came to this alley. It was just the spot for me.
What other areas of town did you look in?
Around like the south side area. Even looked in like the Cleveland area a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But this alley was full of weeds and not being utilized, and upcycling things and finding a purpose for things that aren't being used is kind of close to my heart. So, I liked the idea of taking this alley that was dark and kind of had become the land of misfit toys and turning it back into, giving it some life back and making it part of the community again.
Anytime you can rejuvenate a bad part of downtown, I'm all for it. What
yeah.
Where exactly, for people that are trying, or they're sitting there in their cars listening and they're scratching their head, now where were the ducks? Tell everybody exactly where the food truck alley is located downtown.
So it's located at 503 Market Street, and I eat a lot of cupcakes, so I use the Cupcake Kitchen as reference. It is right next to the Cupcake Kitchen.
And I believe that what have you done to it to make it kind of stand out now from when you found it in disrepair?
Yeah, so like I said, it was full of weeds. So we ripped out all of those nasty weeds.
Mm-hmm.
And I laid down some AstroTurf that's actually reused from college football fields.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so we gave that a new home.
Mm-hmm.
And then we put up some string lights to light up the alley so it's not dark and scary anymore. It's nice and inviting.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking at a grant with Arts Build. We're working on that to have that wall painted, hopefully by a local muralist.
Now that would be cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. So that's something that we'll have a better answer on, something nailed down in March.
So
it takes a little bit of time to go through that process, but
I can imagine. How many food trucks are you going to be able to fit in this thing?
I can fit 6. We're going to start off during the winter months. We're going to start off with 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to me that the food trucks, when they're there, that they are doing well and their business is being supported.
So you don't want to oversaturate, in other words.
Exactly, because it's not a place just for them to go park and see you later. This is a space for them to come and for them to have support for their business in the middle of the city. I'm going to do some marketing for them. So it's important to me that they do well. So we're going to start off with 4 for the winter season.
All right. And that's going to be on January the 30th. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's the day.
And how many, first of all, what kind of interest from the food truck community have you had?
Oh my goodness. It has been overwhelming. I don't know if there are any other food trucks left in the area. I've had about 45 food trucks apply.
Mm-hmm.
And they have all been so amazing. I talk to them on the phone. I see them in person, and they're just all such amazing business owners. I mean, it's just inspiring. And I wish they could all be there every day that we're open. But they all just, I'm not a foodie by trade. I come from a trucking background. And so, entering into the foodie world, I wasn't sure what to expect. And they have been just so welcoming and inviting and just made me one of their own.
Well, that's neat. But the thing is, I don't want to jump ahead. Let's. I'm going to back up off that question real quick because I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Because you're so good at this. You keep leading me down your path. You're gonna have to stay on my path, girl. All right.
I'm back on your path.
When you went to the city, did you have any trouble with them, like explaining your idea And did the personnel with the city understand the business model you were trying to do?
They were very supportive, and I wasn't sure what to expect because I had researched it some, obviously, before I went to them. And the whole, a big part of this is that Chattanooga has a very entrepreneurial spirit, and there's such a huge food truck community that didn't seem like they were quite getting the support that they needed. There's only 2 places in downtown Chattanooga, really, that they can go and openly park.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't sure how it would go with the city, but to my surprise, they were very supportive. They thought it would be great for the food trucks and great for the community, and they gave me the green light. I think also because the alley is private property, that the ordinances they're slightly different than if it was a public spot.
All right, hold that thought. We're going to take a real quick break. You're listening to The Barbecue Show, brought to you by the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop in Ooltewah, Tennessee, home of the Green Mountain Grill. And we're talking with Karol Brigham, owner of the Chattanooga Food Truck Alley. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Oh, you're great, Karol.
Oh, thank you.
News, traffic, and weather. That's a cold, hard fact.
Talk Radio 102.3, WGOW FM.
I know you've been looking for a place like this. Well, so was I. And that's how the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop,
so I can talk to the guests.
The best selection of barbecue rubs, sauces, supplies, and friendly advice in the Chattanooga area. You want a rub that's sweet but not too spicy? We've got it. You want a mustard-based sauce? We've got that too. Need it? We've got it. At the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop in Ooltewah. It's where Chattanooga goes to barbecue. The reviews have been read and the verdict has been delivered. For value, ease of use, dependability, and great tasting food, the judges pick the Green Mountain Grill. At the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop, we have all 3 Green Mountain.
Karol, I'm trying to get it so we can talk during the break.
Plus free assembly and instruction.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Taste, and the versatility of the Green Mountain Grill is second to none. Get yours at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop in Ooltewah.
Paid for by Bank on Yourself. Would you get on an airplane if you knew it had a 50% chance of crashing? You may be riding that plane right now. If you have your money in a 401k or IRA and you plan to take out the recommended percentage each year when you retire, your chance of running out of money is 50%. 50%. But there's a better and safer way to secure your income in retirement. Discover how in a free book called Rescue Your Retirement. This wealth building strategy has never had a losing year in more than a century. In fact, even the man who invented the 401k now prefers this method instead. Get Rescue Your Retirement free for just a small shipping charge and enjoy a safe landing and a comfortable retirement. Get this free book and make sure you don't run out of money. Hurry, this offer is extremely limited. To get your free copy, just go to growwealthsafely.com. That's growwealthsafely.com to discover how to rescue your retirement. growwealthsafely.com.
Times are certainly uncertain. In fact, the return of food shortages is likely. Don't take chances. Make the decision to acquire a dependable supply of long-lasting emergency food. Food that lasts for up to 25 years in storage, ready the moment you need it. There's an old saying, failing to plan means planning to fail. Don't wait for the next crisis. Have a 3-month, 6-month, or even 1-year supply of food on hand. It's easy and affordable. We're My Patriot
Everybody
Supply,
on Facebook,
America's leader in emergency
the Owl's
preparedness.
Nest Barbecue Show with our special guest, Karol Brigham. We're in a break right now on the Break from the Radio broadcast.
Survival.
Our meals listen to it on the radio. You can. It's WGOW.com.
Our kits arrive quickly, discreetly.
Live icon.
Visit MyPatriotSupply.com and feast your eyes on the food that could save your life someday. That's MyPatriotSupply.com. Take the pressure off yourself. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and face the future without regrets.
Here we go. Coming back.
2.3.
All right, we're back. The Barbecue Show with Steve Ray. Brought to you by the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop in Ooltewah, home of Green Mountain Grill, home of Butcher Barbecue products, home of Meat Church products, home of Killer Hogs, homes of Heath Riles, home of Swamp Boys. And that's just to name a few of all the different products available at the Owl's Nest Barbecue. We're talking with Karol Brigham from the Chattanooga Food Truck Alley. So, Karol, the city was open arms to Karol Brigham, right?
They sure were. They were fantastic.
So let's get into, and I don't want to get into the total weeds on this thing, but tell me about what kind of compliance do the trucks have to have? What kind of compliance do you have to have, and where is that dividing line between rentor, leasee, and health department regulations and things of that sort?
So as far as Food Truck Alley is concerned, we carry, insurance for the property, and the food trucks will rent their spaces on a daily or weekly basis, depending on what works for their business. Mm-hmm. The ordinances for that, though, are they cannot stay parked overnight, so they will have to each day take their truck when we close, and then come back the following day if they're there consecutive days. So they do, the health department requires them to go back to wherever their commissary is, which is not the alley. It's where they would go to prep their food and such. But as far as the health department, the only thing, they submit all of their certificates to me as far as that they're insured, that they have their business license, but the health department and all of that is monitored by the food truck owner. Okay, so they just have to show you their certificate of insurance, and then yeah, they just have to show me their certificate
okay.
of insurance, their business license. I do ask to see their health score, because I would like to know for myself and for the people that we're serving there. But yeah.
Okay, well that's
not too complicated.
No, that's what I was wondering. It's simple, and that makes it even better, because all these guys they've got all that stuff.
Everyone that I've talked to, they're set up, they're good to go. I am in talks with some new trucks that will be coming to town in the spring. Mm-hmm. But they're all great business owners and know what they're doing.
All right, what about that area of town? That's a bustling area. I mean, it's a big time business street. What kind of reception have you had from the other business owners in the area?
Oh, it's been fantastic. The Cupcake Kitchen that's right there, I butt up to their property. They have been so accepting of having me there in that space, and a lot of the businesses are, just because the fact that I have lights up now in that alley only, for lack of a better word, sheds light on their businesses. Mm-hmm. So it's all, everybody's working together and has been very accepting of having me there. I've gotten emails from surrounding buildings, whether it's Blue Cross or SunTrust or the county clerk's office, all saying, hey, we still have people in our buildings. We're excited for a new lunch option. So.
Well, that's going to be neat when they're all pulled in there at lunchtime, and you get 4 to 6 trucks in there on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they can just come down there and kind of stroll and kind of take their pick. It's kind of like a huge Western sizzling salad bar type situation, isn't it?
Exactly. Food Truck Fridays. Come on out of those offices.
You're going to have to attract some customers. What are you doing? I know these food truck guys. They've got they announce where they're going to be on Facebook, Twitter, and all that kind of stuff. And they've got tremendous followings. A lot of these guys do. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to get people to come down to support these guys?
So of course I'll do the social media. I also have my own website where, as trucks are booked, I have a calendar so people can follow the calendar and see what trucks are going to be there, what days. But also to bring in business. Like I mentioned, the surrounding businesses, I am working with them to do Food Truck Fridays and to make the presence known of the food trucks there so people can come out for lunch. also partnering with some food tours in town. So there's one, if you're familiar with Taste Food Tours. They are fantastic, and I've partnered with them. So Food Truck Alley will be one of the stops on their tours.
So what I've never heard of that. What do they do?
Taste Food Tours. So they'll do different themed food tours, whether it's Southern cuisine or off of MLK or different parts of town. Mm-hmm. And they will go to different restaurants and have a taste at different restaurants. And you have a tour guide who, as you go to these different establishments, will kind of educate you on what you're eating and maybe, how that ingredient came to be. So it's a fun time.
I saw, I signed up my little trailer just in case we get a wild hankering to go down there and sell chicken wings or something fun like that. And what this company called streetfoodfinder.com contacted me, and tell me about that, because that seemed like it was going to be a really good tool for these food trucks.
Yeah, so Street Food Finder is an app that was developed specifically for food trucks in Ohio. And the whole Food Truck Association in Ohio, this is what they use to manage everybody's business. And they are in Nashville and a couple other places. So they're launching here in Chattanooga with Food Truck Alley. Mm-hmm. So it is a management system that, besides food trucks using it to book at MySpace, they can use it for their own business as well. You put in your events, it'll post it automatically on that food truck's social media that they have linked for them. People can go online, place their orders online for the food trucks, and then go pick it up. And it's all a free service to the food trucks.
Because on the
it's a fantastic management tool.
Yeah, I was really impressed with it. I mean, it's got a portal and it's got a whole scheduling for your own personal use. And as far as I could tell, I couldn't find anything that said pay us here. And I think that's going to be a great tool. What trucks do you have coming down so far? Like, who's going to be there on the 30th?
The 30th, we have Cart and Soul. We also have Street Quesadilla that day. Mm-hmm. Snow Top doing coffees and lattes, and they have amazing snow cones with peach gummy rings in them that I'm a big fan of.
Exactly.
And we also have the Crab Trap, who is fantastic if you are a seafood lover.
And what's it called? The crab what?
The Crab Trap.
The Crab Trap. So when people come in, how are you going to load the people into the alley? Is it going to be like a one-way situation in and out?
No, but there is a fence around it, and both ends will be open, so mm-hmm. they can come in or out from either side. Go to the food trucks that they would like, or multiple food trucks, and there'll be tables along the fence, so they can stand there if they want to hang out, eat their food there at the bar top tables, or sit down for a minute. And they'll be spaced out. The tables are all spaced out 6 feet away from each other.
But what about,
you don't have to sit with anyone you don't want to.
Yeah, but what about the trucks? When the trucks load in? Yeah.
Oh, the trucks. Sorry, I thought you meant the people.
Well, that's okay.
The trucks will come in from Market Street and then face towards Broad, so they'll line up against the wall.
Okay, so they'll be against the wall, mm-hmm. and then the people can. There's plenty of space between. There'll be plenty of space between them and the fence, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there'll be plenty of mingle room and mingle area like that.
Yes, you can mix and mingle if you choose, or you can take your food back to your office if it's Food Truck Friday.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fantastic. Hey, you hang on. We're going to take a real quick break. And when we come back, Carol, a friend of yours and mine is going to be on the line with us. We're going to have Chef SETH from Food Envy. And we're going to all talk about food trucks. So you stay with us here on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show. The Barbecue Show brought to you by the Owl's Nest Supply and Pro Shop in Ooltewah. We'll be right back.
WGOW. News when you need it.
What else are we going to do? It's COVID. We're sitting at home not doing too much. So.
Yeah.
Talk Radio 102.3, WGOW FM.
This is Steve Ray, and for 36 years, my Midnight Oil Service and Michelin Tire Direct have served the Ooltewah and surrounding areas with auto repair, service, towing, and, of course, Michelin tires. Michelin is the industry standard. You can't buy or use a better tire. And with our great prices and values, you'll see just how affordable we make buying Michelin tires. You buy the tire and pay for nothing else. Mounting, balancing, lifetime rotation, tire repairs, and road hazard, they're all free and included. We have the latest high-tech tire changers and balancers for the perfect installation. We also have all 3 grades of gasoline without ethanol. For your hot rod mower, weed eater, and your leaf blower, you need non-ethanol fuel, and we have it at the Midnight Oil in Ooltewah. Call me or Harrison at 643-1111 and get your price on your set of Michelins. That's 643-1111, the Midnight Oil in Ooltewah.
Paid for by banking yourself.
Just hang in there. We're in a commercial break right now.
Did you get on an airplane?
Sound good. Sound okay?
Chance of crashing.
Carol, can
You may be riding that plane right now.
I
If
can
you have
hear
your
you guys.
money in a 401k IRA and you plan
Hey,
to
Carol.
recommended percentage each year when you retire, your chance of running out of money is 50%. 50%. But there's a better and safer way to secure your income in retirement. Discover how in a free book called Rescue Your Retirement. This wealth building strategy has never had a losing year in more than a century. In fact, even the man who invented the 401k now prefers this method instead. Get Rescue Your Retirement free for just a small shipping charge and enjoy a safe landing and a comfortable retirement. Get this free book and make sure you don't run out of money. Hurry, this offer is extremely limited. To get your free copy, just go to growwealthsafely.com. That's growwealthsafely.com to discover how to rescue your retirement. Growwealthsafely.com.
This is Steve Ray, and for 36 years, my Midnight Oil Service and Michelin Tire Direct have served the Ooltewah and surrounding areas with auto repair, service, towing, and, of course...
Hey, don't do that. You got it muted. You got it muted there.
I have it muted. You should still be able to hear the guests. Just
I can't hear that. I can't. Uh-oh. Aaron. I can't hear anything here.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, Seth. Yeah. Can you hear me, Carol?
I'm still here, yep.
Okay, good. Maybe he's got us muted. I bet he may have us muted in the he may have us muted in the studio. Carol, you're doing great.
Thank you so much.
Seth, she's gonna be a hard act to follow, buddy.
I know. I'm here to do my best.
All right, we'll be coming back in just a second. Maybe you'll get that back on.
Says he's muted.
Oh no. I have no idea where we're at. Well, Aaron, oh, this is awful.
I think he has to unmute us.
Hit the microphone down there.
This one? This one's ours.
Okay. You guys still with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, we're back. The Barbecue Show here on Talk Radio 102.3. This is Steve Ray with you. We're talking with Karol Brigham from the Chattanooga Food Truck Alley, and we are joined by one of my favorite guys from Food Envy Food Truck. It is Chef Seth. Chef, how you doing?
Doing great, Steve. You just want another order of barbecue tacos, don't you?
They're pretty good. They're pretty good, Seth. You get a, you know, when you pull up somewhere, you draw a crowd.
That's the goal.
Hey, what when you first heard what Karol's doing, what was your reaction?
Really excited. When you look at Chattanooga, I feel like it's on the cutting edge of the culinary world. I think there's so many cool restaurants, and I think there's even more here that can be highlighted. Some of these food truck owners that I've worked with in the past, it's incredible some of the stuff that I've tried from them. It's always really neat to see what somebody's spin on something new is, and there's not really a lot of places that are receptive to food trucks showing up. So having a place where we can all go and be a little food truck community, I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to change a lot in Chattanooga.
When you know, food trucks have come a long way. They used to not have such a great reputation, Seth, and I don't know when it was that when they became really cool and kind of in vogue. And Karol, you may know the time period when they really came back into focus. But what is a food truck owner, Seth? What do you do to make sure that you turn out number one, good food, number one, sanitary food in such a small area? Because the working conditions inside these food trucks are they're so micro.
That is true, but a lot of people don't know this. We're inspected by the health department just like a restaurant.
Right.
And it is small, but our trucks are designed in a way that makes the most efficient space. Everything just flows really well. Like the way it's put together is with intention, the way that everything is set up, and it makes it work. So, and having good quality food, that's what it starts with, and it's really neat to get to showcase what you enjoy cooking. There's nobody that sets our menu. It's not a chain telling us what we have to cook. It's what people are wanting now, what people ask for, and that's how I usually do my specials. Is somebody will ask us, "Hey, can you try this?" And I think a few of my customers wanted to try smoked bologna burger, and that's been one of our best sellers to date.
Yeah, that's there's nothing like it. Karol, have you ever had smoked bologna?
You know what? I actually went when they had that last special, and the person in front of me bought the last one.
Oh, no.
So I have not been able to try it yet, but when it comes back, I will be first one in line for that.
Seth, when you're out looking, trying to make a buck in this truck, is it hard to find a place that'll receive you and let you set up and without being I don't know, I'm not gonna say hassled, but being questioned by police or whoever questions you guys and makes life hard on you?
Hassled is a fine word. I don't have a problem with that word.
Okay.
It is not very easy because from a property manager standpoint, they can look at a food truck as a liability. But when we're able to talk to a landlord or a property manager, we can typically, we let them know that we have insurance and everything we do is covered. We have general liability insurance, just like a restaurant would.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it a lot easier for them to do. But even still, I don't know that people are just receptive enough to food trucks in our area to see it as a benefit for a lot of plazas. and different places you could set up.
Do you get any pushback from the brick and mortars if you show up close? Any complaints?
No, but it may be because of our style, man. I really like to kill people with kindness, and we're happy to be a part of the community that we are, and that's what we always want to do wherever we go, is build community. So we're friends with, I'm right in the middle of 4 restaurants right now, and I'm friends with people that work at every one of the restaurants. They come by often. And
so what is what's the backstory on Chef Seth? Where did you work in the restaurant industry for a while, and then what was your dream of when did that happen, about when you were dreaming of opening up or having a food truck?
I think it's a dream of every chef to get out and cook what they want. I cooked for about 10 years at the Bald-Headed Bistro, and then after that I went to Garden Plaza, which is a retirement center.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little bit slower paced, and I really enjoyed it, but it was still a lot of hours, and doing a food truck, it gives me a lot more flexibility to be with my family.
So you did it to spend time, I guess, set your own hours.
Absolutely. We still work. I work so many hours, but I'm able to do it more flexibly than with any other job I've ever had. So it's really neat to get to spend time with my family. I've got a couple little girls. They're 2 and 4.
Right. Karol, did you have that in mind when you started the alley? Because I know you've got a young family. Were you thinking of being able to spend more time with them?
Oh yeah, for sure. That definitely was a main player in my decision. They're only little for so long, so you want to have that time with them before they go off to school, or they're too cool for mom. And so I left my house at 6 in the morning and got back home at 7 at night.
Wow.
So yeah, want to live a different life.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Anytime you're in retail, or I guess, I don't know, were you a truck driver, Karol? Did you drive a truck?
I wasn't a truck driver, but yeah, working in trucking, trucks
Okay.
don't stop. They're always going.
Seth, what did I'm trying to phrase this thing. When you were designing your trailer, where did you go to find the information on how you wanted to lay it out, or did you know from just being in the kitchen? Because there's a lot of guys out there and a lot of gals that want it. Everybody wants food truck, and it's hard getting the flow just right.
It is. People come to the truck constantly. I would say probably 10 or 15 people come a week and say they thought about starting a food truck. And I always tell them, don't do it, because it's a ton of work. But if it's something you love, it takes a lot of hours every week. But it's definitely worth it.
It's not easy. Not easy money, is it? Like everybody thinks.
It's not. It's not.
So what's the typical week, Seth? You work you pick 4 days where you go, like I work on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays? What's your schedule?
I usually take a Sunday off, and on Monday we go shopping, which is about probably 8 to 10 hours, and then Tuesday we clean the truck and prep, which is about 10 hours, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday we stay out for about 12 hours each day.
And you, when are you cooking the food? Because I know you and I met over when you were figuring out how you were going to do barbecue. And so when do you? I know you can't cook everything on site. When do you prep the food?
That's actually, we do a lot of it on site as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have a commissary as well that we use.
Oh, okay. And that's like a little place where you cook, and then that you rent or somebody lets you use, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. I am fortunate enough to have developed a relationship with Life Care, mm-hmm. and I use their kitchen as my commissary.
That's awesome. That's so cool. because I'm sure they've got a state-of-the-art kitchen.
Yes, they do.
All right, Seth and Carol, hang with us. We're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we're going to tell you how to contact Carol, how to contact Seth, and we're going to talk about some dates when the food truck, when the Chattanooga Food Truck Alley is going to open. You're listening to The Barbecue Show. I'm your host, Steve Ray, and we're brought to you by the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop in Ooltewah, and we'll be right back here on WGOW Talk Radio 102.3.
Well, now I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too. I want one of those tacos.
I'm shooing customers away. I'm shooing customers away while I'm talking to you guys.
I love it. Taking one for the team. I love it. I love it. Everybody listening and watching on Facebook, we sure appreciate it. We're talking with Karol Brigham here in Chattanooga. She is owner of the Chattanooga Food Truck Alley, which is going to be kicking off January the 30th. And our other guest is Chef Seth from the Food Envy Food Truck Trailer. And Seth is well known here in the Chattanooga area as being one of the more elevated food trucks. I guess, Seth, that's fair to say, isn't it?
That's what we like to think.
Yeah.
I hear it often.
Yeah. Well, you are. Aaron, I think that's something we did on our ends while we can't hear him. So tell Kurt that it's our fault, and I'm going to take you outside and beat you when this is over.
Jeff, I kind of thought you might still be in your truck. I'm sitting in my car. I should have just parked next to you. We could have done the show together.
You're kidding.
Are you in Cleveland, Carol?
Yes, I am in Cleveland.
Oh, that is so funny.
I'm parked in my car.
That is so funny. Y'all could get out and be like right next to each other.
I know. That's what I should have done. I should have gone and parked next to the truck.
Oh, that's funny. You guys playing this. Y'all must be buddies. Now both y'all can go back and watch this on Facebook when it's over. Just go to the Owl's Nest Barbecue, the Owl's Nest Barbecue Facebook page, and you can.
Can we share that link, Steve? You care to send it to me?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah, Aaron, can you send it to him? Yeah, Aaron knows how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, same boat, man. My wife told me to ask that. Carol knows.
Yeah,
Carol go over it.
We can send it.
Oh yeah, she does a great job with.
But it'll be on there anyway, though.
Okay.
Check. Boy, I tell you what, we're having all kinds of problems tonight. You know, when you practice this, we came up here Wednesday and we checked everything. Everything worked just perfect. I mean, just perfect. And then when the show started, everything just goes to pot.
That was 2 days ago, man. A lot can happen in 2 days.
Oh, I know. Especially on the internet. Especially when Aaron pushing buttons. We'll have about 4 minutes when we come back to wrap it up.
Is there anything you guys want to highlight in particular? Carol, you want to talk about any small business stuff?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Definitely want to talk about small business. That's what's near and dear to my heart.
Well, good deal. We'll have about 4 minutes.
I consider myself a hype man for food trucks. I don't have a food truck. I'm just a hype man.
Well, you're a small business owner, too.
Little guys, supporting the little guys.
You're smarter than me. I'm having to work all the time. I know you are right now, but eventually yours will stop.
We'll see.
Be coasting.
I don't know. If I can...
It feels like that, I'm sure.
Right now, I'll be the one opening the gate. I'll be the one taking out the trash if you need me. Whatever you need. I'm your girl, trash girl, whatever. I gotcha.
There'll be people to help, I'm sure.
Maybe one day. I'm a one woman show. But I'm happy
for now.
So it makes a difference.
All right, stand by. Stand by, stand by. And we are back. The Barbecue Show here on Talk Radio 102.3. Karol Brigham, owner of Chattanooga Food Truck Alley. Chef Seth, owner of Food Envy Food Truck. Karol, at the break we were talking about the small business. We got about 3 minutes left. Tell what's driving you partly, other than money, because that's why we all get up in the morning. What's driving to do this?
I mean, Food Truck Alley really is a space for the community and for these food trucks. Kind of like we talked about before, you know, it's not just a place for them to park and see you later. You know, 9 out of 10 times when you go up to a food truck, that's the owner in that truck making your food. You know, and I think that's kind of what sets them apart in the quality of their food and consistency, because you know how much they care, because this is their business. That food truck is their restaurant on wheels.
Karol, where can hang on just a second. I want to make sure we get the contact info in. Where can everybody get in touch? Everybody's asking, well, how do we get in touch with her? You know, what's her web address? What's her contact information?
They can find me on chatalley.com, and it's CHATTALLEY.com. Also on Instagram at Food Truck Alley Chattanooga, and Facebook as well, Food Truck Alley Chattanooga.
And is the application on the website where people can fill it out?
Yes, the food truck application is up there, so they can fill that out if they're interested in a space.
Now, will you be posting a schedule as this gets into spring and summer, when there's available spaces and things like that?
Yes. So like we talked about Street Food Finder, they will be able to go in there and book the dates that are available. So trucks will be able to go and book their own dates in advance.
So Seth, where is Food Envy set up right now?
We are actually at Elliott's booth in Cleveland. If you ever want to know where we're at, you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram at Envy Food Truck. You can also find our website at envyfoodtruck.com. Order online. You can always find where we're at on Tuesday night. We post for the week.
And what is the Food Envy fair this weekend? What are we serving?
This weekend we have our regular menu, but we also have a chicken salad on a grilled croissant. So the chicken salad is it's like a sweeter chicken salad, and the croissant is grilled. So it's like a buttery, salty against a sweet chicken salad with lettuce and tomato. It's so good. You can get that with tots and a drink.
Tell me about those tacos that are so famous.
The tacos?
Yeah.
It's pulled barbecue pork, Southwest slaw, and crispy fried onions, barbecue sauce. And they're incredible, man. They're one of my favorites, for sure. The crispy fried onions we marinate in buttermilk, and then we fry those, and they're done fresh every day. They're super crispy, and they have like a whole layer of texture. Unreal.
So everything is freshly prepared. No cans and stuff like that. All by Chef Seth. Karol, what's any big plan for the grand opening on the 30th? Any high school bands, fireworks, or anything like that coming on?
No high school bands or fireworks. It is a small space, but the grand part is the food truck. They are the star of the show. So that's what everybody's coming to see is them, and they're going to shine. I did have one proposal for you though, Steve.
What's that?
What do you think about a barbecue competition hosted at the Alley?
Oh, you'd pack it out. You would pack it out, Karol. I'm all about it.
I think we need
me first. I want to judge. Can I judge? I don't want to be a part of it. I want to judge.
All right, we got about 30 seconds left. Let me just wrap it up. Karol Brigham, thank you so much for being with us. Chef Seth, thank you so much for joining us. don't forget the Chattanooga Food Truck Alley will be opening January the 30th. Go to chatfoodtruck.com, right, Carol?
That's correct. Chatalley.com.
You can get all the information. And until next week, everybody stay with us. We've got a great show coming up next week. It's going to be all about the Green Mountain Grill. And until next Friday night, everybody, good night and good luck. All right. All right. I wonder what we hit, Aaron. We need to make sure we don't hit that again. Thank you, Seth.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
Thanks, Carol. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Steve. Have a good night.
You too. Can't wait to meet you. Everybody on Facebook, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening to us tonight. Next week, we've got the owner of Green Mountain Grills. He will be here live with us. And from Ottawa, Perry Collins, a Green Mountain Grill customer and a person new to live fire cooking and smoking, he will be here in the studio, and you'll be able to get his take on the Green Mountain Grill, as well as the owner, Jason Baker, from Green Mountain Grill, will be giving you all the insights into the Green Mountain Grill company and their different smokers that they have and what's coming down the pike with Green Mountain Grill. And if you want to see a Green Mountain Grill, of course, you can head on out to Ottawa, Tennessee, the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply and Pro Shop. We've got them in stock. We just got 20 Daniel Boone's in stock, so we are fully stocked with Jim Bowie, Daniel Boone, and the Davy Crockett. We've got covers, we've got blankets, we've got everything that you need in stock. Great selection of rubs and sauces and everything just like that. We're gonna have to go now. Everybody, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show. We'll see you next Friday night.